is only getting more fun from here on out. Let's kick off our last series. It's N87 versus Team Liquid PH.
And here we go, it's our final match for today. Today's been jam-packed with quality. Let's see if this one can bring it as well. Team Liquid Philippines facing elimination after, as Coach Aon put it, getting punched in the face. Can they readjust this quick against a team like Entity 7, who, yes, I have to agree with the panel, Trex, I like the draft from them in game one.
Yeah, they are picking up little things that we have been seeing throughout this event and implementing it into their own strategies right now. Whereas on the side of TL, this is textbook for them, right? Yes, we do get to see Tlph on the Aurora, but everything else is comfort in a sense. Teddy, we had a couple hiccups the other day, right? And this time we're going to get to see him on the fighter, on the Paquito. Hopefully he's able to play through, but whoa, a lot of damage on the Begin. JP, first blood.
First blood going to the hands of JP, but nonetheless, TL scoring that first kill here for the game. You know, an arrow's going to land. Oh, good rockets too. They'll burn the flicker out from Sanji.
A lot of damage. Shin able to get the kill onto Sanji. It's going to be good for E7, able to kind of tie things up.
Okay, so E7 gets one back. JP dealing with some pokes here too, avoiding that arrow. That's going to be a very important thing for TL as they approach this. We've seen only a handful of players play the Selena currently. I'd say they're specialists more than anything. As we look at the emblems here real quick too, nothing crazy across the board. A whole lot of tankiness built in to the lineup for E7, even tenacity for Doom here. You know, you talk about Teddy, the struggles that he had. I'd say the same for Doom, you know, in that gold lane that he had to deal with against Onic. So it's just the nature of the gold laners right now, and that's why back in the interviews, they had talked about, you know, for some of the gold laners out there, yeah, we like to play the fighters if we can, just because, again, this meta currently puts a lot of pressure on those traditional marksmen in the gold lane.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be a little bit relieving too sometimes to switch it up, play something that, yes, Paquito is still very micro-orientated for a fighter,
yeah,
you know, but it's a bit more straightforward in the amount of decisions sometimes you have to make on that marksman now. Speaking of him, Teddy will be trying to rotate his way up to this turtle. Nice knockback on a JP. Sanford in the midst of it all. Brought down to about half health. SOD does connect. Tied on Bush, able to get the turtle. Tlph taking a lot of damage. Ooh. Teddy on the run. And Entity 7 is collapsing onto Team Liquid.
Entity 7. They gave the call there, and they're going to take more as well.
Sanford in a little bit of trouble as well. Forced to dash through. Entity 7, they get a purple. They get a turtle. They get 2 kills. They're looking good right now.
Man, what a play. I was expecting Teddy to look for that opening to go and initiate that fight. I'm not sure what the call was there, but look at the replay brought to us by SCC. Again, it looks like they're in position for this, but then they just kind of decided this wasn't the fight they wanted to take because of that tankiness up in the front line that E7's lineup gives them with that Belric and, of course, even hide on Bush on the Barretts, plus that Freya. So, you know, and at the same time, Doom just got to go ahead and chill in his lane.
All right, on the top side, Akosi and Sanford just having a little standoff, nothing too major. And everything kind of goes back to a standstill. I'm wondering if, honestly, this might be a time that Entity 7 needs to push in a bit. You have the Barretts jungle. You have that tankiness. You have that Ube type strat that can bully a assassin jungle.
Teddy
takes a lot of damage, gets caught up. Entity 7 just collapsing once again, consistently looking for plays across the map.
Hey man, we talked about, you know, you pick up the fighter so you don't have to deal with too much of the bullying. You're still gonna get bullied, it's just you can survive it a little bit more. As we saw, even though Teddy had to burn the flicker, we'll see where TL looks to make a play. They're really centered around that top side of the map. Again, a part of this is, again, allowing that Aurora in the hands of Tlph to go ahead and get farmed up. Get what you need to do. We've seen it also in the previous series where,
ooh, beautiful play by Team Liquid. The stun, the knock-up, and Tlph comes in to help clean things up. A kill goes to Sanji, a kill goes to Carl.
As I was just saying, hold on. They're going to push Hide on Bush out of his jungle, so getting some back here. But that's one of the things I was about the Aurora. Oh, Daytona's welcome.
Daytona's welcome. Gonna get him against the wall. Sanford does pop the consecration. Should be able to get away from this, though. Turtle is up. Entity 7 does back off a bit as Shin fires off an arrow.
Okay, no Daytona's welcome available. There is a retribution, plus the Wrath of the Dryad, so they're still going to contest this. They're actually going to get in range to fight for this retribution for the turtle.
Wrath of Dryad does connect onto one. Hide Bush able to take it right out of Tlph's fingertips. Tlph trying to dash back, trying to get to safety as Hide Bush gets chased down by Sanford. Tlph re-engages, gets a kill onto Shin, and Sanford up in the top side. One more hit, and Hide Bush goes down. Sanford doesn't want to let him go, but he doesn't connect. Sanford gets the dash through, but he's going to take a tower shot and fall down himself. Hide Bush gets a kill for that one. It's a back and forth battle, but TL does come out on top of this one.
Yeah, they might have lost the turtle in that, but they definitely got the kills. And I think that's what TL wanted to go ahead and get. Again, they're scaling up Tlph here on this Hirata, and Sanford goes in just to, you know, it's a bit of a sacrifice whether he went down or not, but ends up pushing them off of that space where they couldn't follow through the team fight. That's big for them. Looking at the replay, again, we expected Entity 7 to fight this with the tools at hand, but again, fighting into this mid lane. Penguin.
Big attack from TL here. Entity 7 just trying to defend. They don't want to force anything. Gold still at a minimum. Only about 750 into the hands of TL. Entity 7 has taken the first tower on the map. TL needs to start converting this lead into something more than just kills and gold.
Yeah, Entity 7 letting Doom kind of build up on here on this Moskov like we've seen many times. That might be a play in itself that they want to lean towards, but they're going to just watch this tier 1 turret up top get taken down. It's worked on slowly but surely, but Doom, again, a play here for them is to build it up. The problem is because of you have JP on this Minotaur, and I think his first item that he locked in was the Chastised Pauldrons to go and help with some of that attack speed. His setup plus Sanford's zoning potential is what is the obstacle for Entity 7. Plus that damage that we saw, you know, with the Aurora needing just basically 2 items to really pump out that damage. The stun that comes with that, and then followed through for either a Paquito from Teddy to come through or Tlph on the Harara is what is working so well synergistically for TL's lineup. But still, you know, fighting for this turtle, see if they can secure it. E7's done a great job securing the 2 turtles already as, again, playing around this tankiness. An arrow.
Big stun does land on to Sanford, forced to use the Consecration plus the Purify. He is a sitting duck at this point as Tlph moves in as well. Nice detonus welcome on to Sanford.
Wow.
But a big dive in from Akosi. But the knockup still connects and SOD as well. Doom able to get the shutdown onto Tlph. Getting some nice gold as Teddy's on the run. And E7 splits up, splitting TL apart. Sanford, the last one to go down. It's nothing but JP left. A turtle, the third and last turtle, into the hands of Entity 7.
Entity 7 is making it work right now. Again, give it to Hide Bush to go and win the retry battle against Tlph now. That's 3 for 3 for Turtles. And the rest of the team to fight into that team fight. Again, Doom has been farming his mind out, and then he just comes, joins the fight with an SOD, and helps turn things around. This is why they were talking about it in the draft. How good this composition from Entity 7 is, and how well-rounded of a profile for damage that it has too. I mean, the tankiness alone helps place things up. And then if you just follow up an arrow from Shin, it's almost an easy catch with the Daytona's Welcome, the Wrath of Dryad, and then to pump out the damage.
Now they're going to start moving into buffs, and this is what we used to see in the days of Barat's jungle. Against assassins like this with a bulky lineup, you just slowly push forward. You slowly strangle the life out of the opponent, and that's what ND7's trying to do. They now sit at a 3K gold lead. Another tower falls.
This is a bit different too, just because of the nature of the lineup from TL. You know, you would think typically when you have that Claw or the Moskov like E7 have, it's like, well, eventually you're gonna hit that power spike and you're gonna be able to play for that. But right now, TL's just gotta play for each other as a team to get back into this game. Entity 7 having almost a 3,000 gold lead at the 9-minute mark against a team like Team Liquid is just insanity, and it's a statement for themselves to have this kind of draft, make it work. Now, what it comes down to, Trix, in a couple seconds, this Lord is going to come up. Tlph and the rest of TL have to win this retry battle if they can. Again, 3 for 3 turtles for Entity 7. It's all broken out into a team fight too, but you saw that Sanji picks up the Divine Glaive. And someone's also got to deal with the off-map push happening from Doom. Arrows being thrown out here for Shin, giving information over to the rest of Entity 7. And so this is a tough one for TL. They've got to decide, to not let that bottom wave push in and also to set up around the objective.
And Entity 7 are playing the macro game well, pushing the long lane. They've got Akosi up on the top side. Sanford does have his eye on the Lord, but it still feels like Entity 7 can slow play this. And this is a position Team Liquid's not used to, right? This is a position that they have to think about how they're going to approach this. They don't have a marksman. They went for the fighter off. Teddy not having the greatest game. And how does Teddy even get to the back line right now? If he is able to get past hide on Bush, Shin's waiting with an arrow. Doom's able to push him back.
Uh-oh, Lord, quarter to health. They're going to fight it. Conceal already used.
Easy makes his way in, but Vagine catches him, and the Detona's welcome. Helps hide on Bush. Secure it. JP goes down. He's able to flicker back at least, but not just yet. Will catch up Doom, but Doom's not going to let him go. Teddy's on the run as well. JP finally shredded to pieces. Tlph, Sanji, JP all off the map as Entity 7 forces in 5 with the Lord.
Man, they get the Lord. They win the team fight. Entity 7 is now knocking on the base here of Team Liquid. The rest of the members going to be up here shortly, but they're going to lose the base shields as they're popped up top mid, and now E7 working on the base turret. They're just trying to hold on, and they're going to clear out this Lord.
Entity 7 kicking down the front door of Team Liquid Philippines. I don't think anyone thought we'd be here right now in just game number 1. They're going to move on to the orange buff. 7K gold lead.
Man, Trex, again, for anyone that did predictions coming in this MSC, have definitely been thrown off. Again, that Lord secured by hide on Bush. He's been phenomenal in the Retribution battle. Doom as well, farmed up to the grid. Now just able to go ahead and shred through anyone up at that front line. This has been so amazing for Entity 7 to deal with in game 1. For Team Liquid, they've been in this deficit before, they've been down before, but it just hasn't been happening that often in their recent matches, in their recent stints in MPL Philippines or anything like that. But now that they're playing behind, we have to see if they can kind of adjust from this on the fly, because even if you get past this game, Entity 7 is just playing better right now.
Vagine will keep vision, and I love the placement of the traps around from Selena. This is another big advantage for Entity 7, the constant vision they have on the map. Another trap goes down. Sanford's got to keep on taking them to the face, but it's fine because they can just keep this going. Look at Akosi on the boss side, ready to help out this slow push or wait for any target that's going to walk into him. 3-1 and 6, level 14 ahead of everyone on the other team. I mean, Entity 7 is just in such a perfect position right now.
Arrows being thrown out here. Gotta dodge those for the most part, but I think what's really difficult here too, Trex, is unfortunately with this kind of lineup, there isn't much of a surprise angle you can look for other than maybe that flicker setup from JP, maybe the flicker setup stun from Sanji. It has to be one of them, but at the same time, if they overcommit being this down, you probably are just going to lose that team fight. You know, you're not really able to go ahead and shred through, for even a Barracks alone, when Hide on Bush has those stacks and he's leading that front line, and then you got a Belric to worry about too. Meanwhile, how do you even catch Doom? You know, he's just been able to go ahead and free hit in the back, utilize his flicker if he needs to. Honestly, he hasn't even used it that much just because it's been such an easy sailing game so far for Doom on this Moskov. And now with Lord up, they're going to go ahead and start this one up. TL knows what's going on here, but there's the Detona's welcome.
Might have been a waste a little bit early on to Sanford. Sanford uses the consecration, able to get away. Arrow comes out. Team Liquid is forced back. Sanford going to look for the re-engage. Keep vision up. Entity 7 knows they don't have the Detona's welcome, which gives Tlph a little bit of freedom, but there's minions on the base, making this a forced 4v5 if TL wants to go for it. This may not be the fight they want, but Tlph doesn't want to give it up right here. Shin does take a bit of damage on the boss side. Akosi, along with Vagine, are going to try to push TL back. Tlph gets a little bit of damage onto Vagine. Akosi going to dive down onto Sanford, and Sanford goes down. Vagine with the flicker in.
Teddy's there.
Looking for two, but only catches one. But a big Minoan's Fury in response. Doom falls. Teddy to the backside. But E7 aren't done just yet. They're going to move on to Tlph. Tlph dashes back. Kashi doesn't want to let him go just yet.
Hide the combo.
This is the knockback. Shin, it's a lot of damage. Tlph still under with the iframes, but he finally falls. And now it's Akashi up against Teddy, the 1v1. But Shin shows up to help the jump. Minions on the top side. 6 seconds for Sanford.
Teddy had a plan, but a boxer to a Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is gonna win, and now E7 looks to cap it out.
Can they end it here? I don't know. Sanford's got the survivability. He doesn't have a consecration, but a Lord is coming soon. Team Liquid on the brinks of losing game one. Sanji's back up. I think Entity 7 has to make the call to back off.
Oh, man. So they stay in the game. That was a really dire attempt as we look at the replay here. Teddy knew that this was the angle he had to go for. He's completely stacked up there on the combo, goes in, finds Doom, the perfect target. But again, because of the nature of how far behind they are in terms of items, this fight would have been very different if they weren't down 7,000 gold, but still, nonetheless, it's a good fight for Team Liquid to get some gold in their pockets. Again, you can still see some of the frustration across the faces here of TL, Tlph especially, but they still have 2 base turrets. I think the question still stands, can they actually contest the next lore that comes up? Because even that fight was all just started up.
I mean, they do get lucky with the RGN, right? Lord will be spawned on top side. They still have a disadvantage in the long lane, but it's not as bad as before.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it was before, with the fact that inhibitor's gone on the top side. Sanford already kind of holding positioning, but again, the traps from Salida, constant vision. Akosi just combing out in this bush. The positioning from E7 is good.
Man, you're looking at this across the board too, you know. There's not much of a difference too much across, except for the XP lane. But Sanford on the Uranus is still going to be that tanky guy to go ahead and do this. Again, part of it is given that vision around the objective. If he has to pop the Consecrate, that ultimate, it's fine. He can go ahead and sustain himself. Obviously, if he gets a little bit tankier, then he's able to go ahead and do that much better for TL. But still, most of their fights that they're going to have to win have to come through these weird angles into the team fights, or just a setup of the lifetime for JP or Sanji. But they'll buy time as much as they need to go ahead and kind of catch up on the itemization here. You know, across the board, 10 seconds for that lore to be up here as we look at this. Once again, you know, it might take some fancy footwork from Tlph too. And Sanford getting a little more defensive built in now for that physical defense. Lord is up. They have to get in position. And yes, as you mentioned, that RNG, at least it's on this top side where that turret is busted for TL. So they can clear out and manage these waves, but it's already going to be started up very quickly by Entity 7 here. Half health on the Lord. They'll still respect what Sanford and the rest of TL can do.
Yeah, they're letting the reset happen a few times, still taking it slow. They know they have the general push on the bot side. Entity 7 doesn't need to rush things, but the thing is the clock is ticking, and TL are getting more and more items. We already saw in the last fight they could almost break it even, and that is in a deficit, let alone when things get tied out. Ooh. This is still Team Liquid we're talking about, but the Tono's welcome does lock on to JP. Maybe not the best target, but it is a target indeed, but JP responds back with a beautiful Nolan's Fury. Hide on push brought down low. Tlph forced to dash away, but looking for the re-engage. Unable to connect on anyone. Doom in the backside, able to push Sanford away. JP trying to run as Entity 7 closes the space. They're going to go for the Lord instead. They don't want to force the fight, and I think it's a smart move.
As you're seeing through that fight, Teddy has no option to go in. You know, he might be fully stacked, full health, but if he does go in and get caught through all of that, then they lose that damage from TL. So it's just sort of this push and pull to see what they can get out of Entity 7 and see if they can make them overstep. But so far, Entity 7 hasn't fallen for it. They've done a really good job at just kind of taking their time, stalling this out. JP's got an immortality now, though, too. And so once again, they're going to wait for that reset to come through for the ultimates. Fighting for this Lord. There's a big wave of bot, though. And Akashi's going to have to deal with this. TL knows this. They have some information. Can they blitz the Lord before Akashi makes his way back up? But there's just too much of a risk. Shin throwing out these arrows, giving the vision. A stun on Van Gwyn. Well, Doom is here, so it's just, again, not favorable for TL right now.
I think it's a smart move from Akosi to just turn back. It's okay if you lose that tower right now. Let things even out. Akosi trying to push JP down. Brings down to about half health. Tlph looks for the re-engage. Nice. Big hit from Begin. Akosi able to find Sanji. JP, immortality pops. Akosi finds Tlph. And Entity 7 is taking him down one by one. Immortality pops onto Teddy. Entity 7 doesn't even want the Lord. They're going to go for the base.
They're going to go for the base here,
It's
Trex.
Sanford, Tlph still on the map. No, everyone's gone but Sanford. And Anthony 7 with the upset of game 1. Take it.
They take it, man. They